Yo, we've evolved. We're moving. We're moving up in the world. All right, that's what's happening right now. Today I want to talk to you about people that ask you, I guess me specifically, why I'm not married and why I don't have kids. And I hate this so much. Like, you would not believe how often I hear this and how many times I've had this conversation. People don't seem to get it. Do you have any idea how irresponsible it would be for me to have children in this state of my life? Do you have any idea? Let me break this down for you. For all the boomers, right? All the people who just don't get it. I don't love my job. I don't love where I am in life right now. I'm not financially stable. I am not mentally stable. I am not emotionally stable. There's a lot of instability in my life right now. Some of those instabilities I'm actively working towards, improving upon. But a lot of the instabilities, I feel like I need time to allow myself to sort my life out. And if I were to bring someone else into that, if I were to make myself responsible for somebody else in the midst of all that, how irresponsible is that? When I have kids, not if, when I have kids, I want my kids to have everything in life that I never had. I want my kids to be able to live the kind of life that I never got to live. I want them to have security, and I want them to feel safe, and I want them to have two loving parents that love them and take care of them, and two loving parents that don't have to worry about if they're going to be able to pay the bills, if they're going to be able to send them to a good school. I don't want the parents to have to fight each other because they're struggling all the time. I would want my kids to live. I'd want my kids to be able to live. Really live. Not struggle through life. I'd want them to live. And I want them to be able to feel like the world isn't a terrible place. That they have a home and that they have a community of people that they can rely on and go back to. All the bad things in my life that I went through, I don't want my kids to have to experience any of it. None of it. Why would I do that to somebody else? Why is it okay for people to treat each other like trash, right? Or for people to talk down to other people? Why is it considered like okay to do that? Sure, not socially acceptable, right? But it's okay. People see it happen all the time and no one bats an eye. The most irresponsible thing that you could do is to bring a child into this earth and not provide for them, not be there for them. You have to understand that as children, the experiences that we go through, those resonate with us for the rest of our lives. Literally, for the rest of our lives, the things that we go through in those first formative years, those will form the rest of your life. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense. And so people who ask me this, and even when I explain to them the situation, still just don't get it. I really feel sorry for them. And I feel sorry for the children that they have, because here are people that don't have stability in their own lives. How are they going to model stability? How are they going to model safety? How are they going to model responsibility to a child when they're not practicing that in their everyday lives? How can you tell a kid to find a loving wife, a husband? How can you tell a kid to get good grades? How can you tell a kid to get a good job and live a good life when you haven't done that and you can't even explain what that looks like to them? How can they imagine something bigger than where they are right now when you can't do that for yourself? How can you imagine, how could you expect your children to just figure things out on their own when you can't do that yourself? I don't get it. And then why would you pressure other people? Why would... I don't have the words. I just don't have the words for it. This frustrates me to no end. I've told myself, I've promised myself, I will not have kids. I will not, I will not force someone to go through my struggles. I will not do that until I am certain, absolutely certain, that I can provide, that I can be that person for them, that I can be emotionally stable, that I can be mentally stable, that I could be financially stable, and that I can teach them and guide them through life. No one should have to go through life on their own, feeling alone, feeling like there's nobody out there for them. To all the parents out there who didn't really raise their children, I have no respect for you. I have absolutely no respect for you. For all the fathers that created single mothers, I have no respect for you. For all the mothers who divorced fathers just so that they can get their cut, I have no respect for you whatsoever. Think about how your actions affect other people. Think about how your actions ripple and affect your children. What are your children to you? Are they tools or are they people? You need to figure that out. I know so many parents who talk about, I'm gonna have X amount of kids so that when I grow old, they can take care of me. Why are you raising your children to take care of you? Allow your children to live their lives. Don't raise your kids to be another version of you. Teach your kids how to discover the best versions of themselves. Give them the tools necessary to go through those transformations. In case you couldn't tell, this is something I'm very passionate about. And for people who don't understand why it is that I am the way that I am, for people who don't understand why I work so hard at what I'm doing and why I'm so focused and why I don't have fun, this is why. This is why. This is the legacy that I want to leave for my children. This is the kind of father that I want to be. I want to be the kind of father who can attract a mother who will be loving and caring for them. I want to be the kind of father who can provide a stable household for them, who can teach them what love looks like, who can teach them what life looks like, who can teach them how to be happy. I want to be the kind of father who can be an example, who can be someone that they look up to, who is respected by others. I'm fed up of feeling stuck in life. I'm fed up with not getting what I want in life. It's time for me to live my life. It's time for me to reach those goals. It's time for me to accomplish something, for me to make something of myself. And I can't do that to the fullest extent. I can't do that to the fullest extent if I'm raising a child. I need to be in a place in life where I can be there for them first. Truly. So there's your answer. That's why I'm not married. That's why I don't have kids. If you don't get it, play this video again. Play it as many times as you need to, because I'm not saying it again. I'm sick of saying it. I shouldn't have to say it. Figure it out.